I'm trying to reach all of you.
Here we are.
Can't nobody tell me nothing, motherfucker. I was made for this.
I think this the one. Yo. It's the one. This is the one, man. It's the one. Okay, solved. Right? Yeah. So, in the first episode, I showed you the magic. Okay? In this episode, we're going to talk about that magic in the Magician card. And we're also going to break down the Devil reverse. So when we're talking about the Magician, right? Specifically why I put this episode out the way that I did is to like show you what, like, in my mind, like what magic looks like, right? So it has the concept within it of, this is the final tarot card reading for humanity that you're looking at. But this basically has in it the as above, so below concept. It also has in it the manifestation concept with the goodwill, the actual genuine care for others, right? It's the beginning of the great work for everyone within, right? So it doesn't really matter. Like, the reason I say it the way I do is because it doesn't matter what knowledge set you have or what your prejudgmental situations are, because everybody comes into like truth and love knowing that they have those things. And what'll happen is, if you remain open-minded and have willingness, right, to seek truth, you'll notice that it'll dissipate the negative experience, to become a true co-creator of your reality, right? Like, that's what the fool's journey is in tarot. The fool's journey in tarot is to go down the path of enlightenment. Okay? And we've seen that in, different presentations. So this particular situation here is, it's me outside of the hotel, right? I know they find their trouble. I know they find their trouble. I know they find their trouble. I just face my hustle. So, like, here's the thing, right? So there I was, right? I was riding around on a forklift. It was like, I don't know, 2017 or something. Or 2017. And, I'm out of state prison, right? And I'm riding around this forklift and I'm working and I'm earning honest money. I'm living in a parole center. I'm 2 seconds away from getting my own place, right? And I come across this content because I was investigating symbolism. Because I know that the symbolism is what they use. Because it's what I'm using right? Like, I'm trying to use the symbolism in a good way, right? So this is a shout out, right? This particular part of the presentation, right, is a shout out to all of the content creators at the One Great Work Network.com, right? And there's almost 80 of them now, 80 content creators, and they have a variety of content from all different walks of life, all different parts of the planet, right? But, like, to get a level of truth without censorship that's like holistic based and based in the study of natural law, right? Which is the actual laws of the universe, right? So Mark Passio, like, I'm riding this forklift and I come across this video, 9/11, right? And it's the symbolism concerning 9/11 with Mark Passio. Now, I was already, like, researching the 9/11 stuff, right? But I was researching symbolism, so I guess the algorithm kicked it to me. I don't know, right? Or it might have been because he was the only person talking like that out there at that time and long before, right? So I find his content, right, based on that video, the 9/11 symbology. And it wasn't shortly thereafter, like, I worked, when I come across something that, like, is good for others and good for me and, like, good for, that's great. I get involved, man. I spoke at speaker meetings, different 12-step organizations, different recovery organizations, ran groups and seminars, all that good stuff, right? So, like, when I get an opportunity to speak in front of people, man, I really take advantage of that. Like, I try to spread love and goodness, but mostly truth, right? By the action of the principle of care, right? That's me. That's what I do, right? You can do whatever you want to do, but I'm telling you what I do, right? So there I am, right? And I see this guy, and I start watching his little podcast on the weekends, and I was like, man, he's got his shit together. Like, he knows what he's doing, and he ain't blowing smoke up nobody's ass and trying to give, like, doom and gloom news reports and shit. Like, he just telling shit like the way it is, like the real shit, the shit that they don't tell you, the shit that you gotta, like, come to some type of level of consciousness to get to the point where you're even looking for content like this, right? And then when you find it, you might research it a little bit more, you might overlook it, never see it again. That happens, right? But I'm telling you about this because in this particular episode, like, I reached out to him and I started working with him, and I started working with him, and this was one of the episodes we did, and this was, like, a great episode, man. It's all about the tarot. Like, like, he talks about it on a different kind of level. So, like, this is the closing episode for Domestic Tarotist, and I'm just going to put this out there. Like, a lot of his research and presentations have been inspiration for me doing the domestic tarot list, I would suggest that you at least go and, get yourself a base, and then work and keep going back and forth from it, and then pepper in the presentations around it. Because, and I also would recommend going and checking out all of the content creators at this network and going through their content, right? Now, you guys see my efforts. So this is the entertainment stuff that I'm putting on, and it gave me a chance to really get fun with the video editing, right? And I've been always crazy with the video editing. So, that's always been important, and it's deeply been that I understand that we're surrounded by a level of energies and frequencies, right? And I know this, right? So I created the content in a way so that it would be on that level and on this level, here, but especially here, right? That's what I try to do. But I'm mentioning it now because it's the last time I'm doing this. And I want you to see the impact of this. I'm literally in the room with him while we're recording these. So this was great. This was a great experience to actually be in the room, be a part of that experience, recording it. And then also, because Mark gave me that chance, man, of really broadening my horizons when it came to content creation and what to do next, right? Because I was stuck in a rut of dealing with things on individual levels and community levels, right? Facilities and neighborhoods, different recovery organizations, those kind of things, right? But I didn't have a reach, an international reach. I mean, I have friends on Facebook. You go and research my Facebook. I got friends all over the world. And I've always had friends all over the world, because I was always putting something out there that kept people like that interested, right? Now, Facebook isn't really a video platform, and the reels are starting to pick up, but, if I got 3 accounts. If you got 5,000 friends times 3, right? That's 15,000 friends. Now, some of them overlap, obviously, but the ones that overlap are the only ones that really see my stuff. The other, they might as well not even be there. Because they don't ever watch any of my stuff. I should, start new or don't do it at all or whatever. I haven't really been playing around with Facebook. In fact, I'm getting ready to nix all of it except for maybe this platform that you're seeing it on now and my own platform. And that's it. And of course, the One Great Work Network. But, he had this opportunity where I could contribute to reaching a greater audience. And I knew that I was going to get an education in the process by being around somebody with his level of intelligence. I could just tell. And I wasn't alone. We had a team. There was a whole bunch of us.
And the people who really needed to come forward really showed up and have done a phenomenal job, and I thank them, and I'll continue to thank them. So that being said, there are still some positions that we could really use some help with here at What on Earth is Happening. And, we have to ask. That's how you get people to come on board and become involved. You have to put the word out, and you have to
So that was great. It gave me a little bit of courage and hope during, courage, hope, and strength to get through, persevere through some of the shit I was going through with housing, and then the whole nonsense with the thingies and the thingies and the thingies, and all the nonsense, the ups and downs with the jobs and all. The one thing that was always consistent in my life for the past couple of years was this man in this work that I assisted him for a short period of time doing, right? But this episode was one of those episodes, and that touches my heart, man. I like to be able to put knowledge out on the level that people like Mark do, but I can't, and the reason I can't is because I'm not as intelligent as him, and I'm not going to pretend to be.
Freedom, man. That's what it's all about. You've got the groove on freedom, like the good book says.
Welcome. You are listening to What on Earth is Happening. This show will discuss the topics of human consciousness, mind control, natural law, the occult, and all issues that affect the freedom of the people of Earth. What on Earth is happening will endeavor to shine light upon the darkness of our world and to offer empowering solutions to the problems we face as humanity approaches its critical moment of choice. And now, here is your host, Mark Passio.
Welcome one and all. You're watching What on Earth is Happening. I'm your host, Mark Passio. My website, whatonearthishappening.com. Ladies and gentlemen, government is slavery. And here on What on Earth is Happening, we are ending slavery one mind at a time. Welcome to the show, everyone. Glad that you're tuning in. Today is Sunday, July 28th, 2019. This is episode 217 of What on Earth is Happening. This show is live every Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 12 noon to 3 p.m. Pacific Time. We have a great show lined up for you here today. We're going to be getting into some deep occult working here. I'm going to be discussing the major arcana of the tarot as a revelation and an indicator of both personal progress in consciousness and spirituality and societal progress in consciousness and spirituality. The tarot can actually be used as a gauge, an indicator of sorts in this respect. And a lot of people don't even know or understand that the tarot is a tool for just such a thing. So this is going to be the main topic of discussion today. Some of it will be review, some of it will be somewhat new. As always, What on Earth is Happening is a tapestry, ladies and gentlemen. This is something I've been repeating on the past several shows and will continue to repeat. No one episode stands on its own. This show has to be viewed, listened to, and viewed in relation to all other previous shows. So episode number 217 has 216 prerequisite episodes. So if you're a new listener, if you're a new viewer, you don't want to just start here. You want to go back to number 1 of the podcast series and watch them, listen to them and watch them in order at your own pace. In that way, the greatest tapestry of connections will emerge in your understanding. And you will not be confused with newest material that depends on older material. So just keep that in mind. What on Earth is Happening is and always has been a tapestry of information that is meant to be taken in as a whole. The newer episodes stand upon and are built upon. But what happened was I took a couple of days of vacation for myself after the last episode, and I went down to the Jersey Shore to visit with family with a few friends, and got to
So I just want to jump in here for a second. I was some of the few friends. It was fun. We had a great time. I got to meet his mom. We went to the beach. We swam in the ocean. It was super cool. We all needed it. We been needed it. Good shit. Good shit. Thanks for reminding me of that, Mark.
Wind a little bit. That's why the podcast didn't go up until Wednesday in the afternoon. So, I just took a little bit to relax and unwind and just, get some sun and hit the ocean at the Jersey Shore. So that is why I didn't get a chance to really work on the artwork for the cover of Anarchy and the Occult and the disc and the flash drive. So I'll be doing that early this week, going back to my normal work schedule. And I will be getting that in the donation gifts area as well in the form of a flash drive and a DVD later this week coming up. So just keep an eye out for those items. I think that's all the housekeeping announcements that I have for this week, so we can jump back over to the computer and let's jump into our topic material for today. Again, today's show is episode 217, and it is entitled The Tarot's Major Arcana, a Revelation of Personal and Societal Progress. And we are talking about personal and societal progress in consciousness, in spirituality, in our manifestation of either slavery or freedom, depending on which direction we are going in consciousness and in spirituality, in true spirituality. So this is going to be the main topic of discussion, and I just want to say that this will take as long as it takes. We may or may not get to calls. It could take an hour and a half to 2 hours to go through this. It could take 2 whole shows to go through this topic and the material that's contained in it. So there's no time limit set on this. We will cover it until I feel it's been covered to my satisfaction, and then we will take your calls on this topic. So you can call in through Discord, as always. I don't know if I will be getting the calls today. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see how the main material goes for today. So let's jump in to this topic. And this is a huge topic. The major arcana of the tarot. I call this the self and the universe revealed in symbol. This is what we have to understand that the tarot really is, especially the major arcana of the tarot. Not to, place even less emphasis on the minor arcana, but that gets into the finer gradations of information regarding consciousness and self. The major arcana hits us with the very heavyweight material that we really, definitively, really need to understand what's going on within us and in the world around us. And the tarot is greatly misunderstood. It's a science and it's an art that is so powerful when properly decoded and understood for the powerful symbolism that it contains, that I can't understate it enough that people do not use the tarot properly, do not read it properly, do not decode it properly, and do not understand the symbolism contained therein the way that it was really intended to be understood. And this is typical of the modern world, where knowledge has fallen, where people do not go into the same depth that they did in the past regarding knowledge. They take it lightly, and they don't really deeply understand what it's conveying. And this series here is an effort to try to correct that, because a lot of people think the tarot is like something to use for fortune telling and divination. And while the tarot could be used for that purpose, it is infinitely more than that, as we will see in today's episode. Now, today's episode is somewhat of a review. I'll be reviewing a lot of material that I've covered in presentations in the past, and some of it is new regarding how we really should be seeing the tarot, major arcana in particular, as a revelatory tool. I've used the term revelation and the self and the universe revealed, because that's what this is. This is occulted knowledge that has to be decoded in order to reveal what it's really saying deeply underneath at a hidden level. And that takes work to decode it. That takes time. I didn't understand this when I just started looking at tarot symbolism, like buying a couple of decks down at the local occult shop, on South Street here in South Philadelphia. I picked up the first tarot decks that I ever read probably when I was, early teen years, like 13 years old, 14 years old maybe. And I had no idea what I was really looking at. And this is most people's experience of the tarot when they first encounter it. They see these odd and strange images depicted on cards, and they, think it like loosely relates to some imagery of the regular playing card deck that has come down to us in the modern world, which is actually, derived from the tarot. And people don't really know what they're looking at. They don't know how to read this book. This is a book. The tarot is a book. It's been referred to as the book of truth. It's been referred to as the book of the universe. It's been referred to as the book of natural law, the book of the goddess, many other things. So we have to understand that the tarot is speaking a language to us that we have to decode in order to understand what it's really saying. It's not just 78 cards in a playing deck, okay? That's a gross